Hey everybody, it is finally here. It is time for us to launch our 52 weeks of Chasing Good Health series. I know this is a weird time of night to do it. I thought it would be sort of fun to do something at the end of Juice Ritual Day, just because we typically do most of our programming. Hi Ruth, how are you? In the mornings. So we can test out if this time kind of works for us, but at any rate, if you're obviously watching the replay of this and you have a question, we will come back in and answer it. So I never want somebody, I'm a super busy person because I have a lot going on too, and a family and kids and all of that stuff. And so I get that it is and a full-time job. So I totally get that it's sometimes hard to participate in these live trainings, but that does not mean that we won't, get your question answered and all that. Hey guys, hey Jamie, hey Patty. I'm just waiting a few seconds to see if we have other friends join us. I don't know how Juice Ritual Day is going for you guys. I have finished all of my juices and I'm having some peppermint tea. It's actually really good for digestion, and it's nice because it is absolutely freezing in Lexington today. Absolutely freezing. Hi Nicole. Happy New Year to you, Ruth. I'm so happy you're here with us. Yes, ready for a new year. We're on day 11 of 2019. So I'm just gonna wait just a couple of seconds for some other people to jump on. Is everybody done with your juices so far? You can just do a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you're done, you still have more. Hi. You guys are probably wondering why I always have on like Arctic tundra clothing. So I'll just tell you while we're waiting for some other people to join. Our office is in a super old building, and it is like super cold in there. It's got lots of old, wavy pane windows, which are awesome. They all open, and so in the spring and summer and fall, it's amazing. It's almost like working outside. But in the wintertime, it is like so stinking chilly that we have to kind of wear coats. I mean, it's really cold in there. The same is true actually for my house, to be honest. This is my home office and I live in a 109-year-old house. So again, it has beautiful wavy pane windows, 37 of them to be exact, but it's a little drafty in the winter. So here's a little tip for you. It's actually healthier for your body to not have it be controlled by external forces. So you should limit the amount of time you run your air conditioning in the summer, because your body should kind of adapt to that season and that heat. And the same is true in the winter. Although I can get on board for the summer argument, but I mean, the winter time is so hard for me. I do not like being cold. So anyway, hello everybody. Hey Miranda, one more immunity tonic to go. That's a good one to save. That's even one if you are sort of finished. We got this question today, so while we're waiting for a couple more people to join, I'm just going to answer this question because I thought it was a really good one, and I don't remember who asked it. But essentially, she talked about that she had a lot of juices already, and it had a lot of water, and between the 100 ounces of water and all the juices, that she had a couple juices left, and she wasn't sure she could finish them. And that is a great question. So, bio-individuality, here's where we're going to come back to that. What's good for me, what's good for Nicole, what's good for Miranda, what's good for Ruth, could be totally different, and it would change probably month to month. There are going to be some months where drinking 6 of them is super easy. I find that to be true in the warmer months. The winter months, a little harder to do. So if you find yourself with 4 juices down and you sort of feel like, wow, I'm kind of done with the juice drinking today, I feel great, then you can certainly save those and enjoy them a day or two later. That would be totally fine. If you wanted to even freeze them, you could enjoy them for, I generally, the rule of thumb is I generally keep juices frozen in my freezer for maybe 21 days, about 3 weeks. And then if I haven't thawed them out, I toss them. It would probably be okay longer than that, but that's just a rule of thumb. So I am so excited. I'm going to go ahead and kick this off. Again, if you have questions, you can just weigh in and we can address them right here. But this is something that I have been working on for a while, and I'm going to give a huge shout out to Morgan Hamilton, who you guys probably have heard from and seen inside of our group. She did all the layout and the design of this. Hey Michelle, good to see you. Hey, oh yeah, Nicole, I know, agree. She did all the layout and all the design, and so it's really an amazing thing. Our intention is that at the end of this year that we may turn this into some kind of workbook or potentially a book. So you guys are sort of Really our test if this is meaningful work and if it adds value to your life. I would love to hear that. And if there's something we can improve about it, I would love to hear that too. So at any rate, it's something that's important to me because I really believe this to be true. What you give attention to grows life. It has life within you. It is just de facto important. If you're paying attention to it, then it's important to you and it will get done. And I'll say that one more time, like you can look through your daily list, you can look through the way that you're spending your time, and you can easily see what's important to you. If spending time with your friends and family is important to you, then it's happening. Like you have to be really intentional and present and plan for it every day. I'm a big planner, and I'm also a believer in this idea that we need to be able to see ourselves and have a great roadmap to our goal. So if I want to see myself as, a star athlete, then I need to be able to visualize what that looks like, and I need a roadmap to help me get there. And this is what this represents for us. 52 weeks of Chasing Good Health is my way to help guide you to become an expert in chasing good health. There is no one, guys, no one that's going to be better at chasing good health for you than you. You just need a good guide and somebody to share information that you can then take on, try on, see if it fits for you, and then implement it. And that's really all it takes. If you are an expert at chasing good health, then you're going to like it. What we like and what is fun for us, we generally stick with. And my hope for you is that you really do fall in love with Chasing Good Health, because it is possible to grow younger. It is possible to spend every day that goes by, every week that goes by, every month that goes by, feeling better and looking better and doing things more vibrantly than you did before. And I just don't think many women, typically women, I'm not sure how old our group is here, hey Avi, but typically women over 40, I think they just get this idea that, oh, we're just gonna slowly decline and put the kimono on and never have, we're really sort of done, doing our thing and sharing our gifts with the world. And that's just absolutely not true. So I want to be a beacon for something different and a way to grow young. So I don't know if you guys had a chance, we just posted it in to, hey Charlotte, it looks like this. It's called 52 Weeks of Chasing Good Health. And I'm just gonna kind of walk through. You can print it out. That's my hope for you, is that you would print it out. And every week we're going to give you a page that will add on to this. So at the end of the year, you will have a complete package. So why did I not roll them out all at once? Well, two reasons. One, because I wasn't entirely sure about the best format to do this. And then two, I wanted to get away from this idea of overwhelm. So sometimes if we have 52 things all at once, it's just overwhelming. What we're going to do is we're going to learn one of my best pro tips and things that I think are super important for you to learn as an expert in chasing good health each week. We're going to practice it together, and then we're going to learn another one the next week. So at the end of the year, we'll have 52 of them total. There's also a couple things I want to work through in our guide tonight. And you can feel free if you are, we're super casual around here, right? If you want to take a second and print it out, you can actually work through it with us right now on the call. If you would rather, I think doing some, contemplative work, doing some introspective look into ourselves on Juice Ritual Day is always a great practice. So if you want to spend some time with it tonight, totally cool. Again, I just wanted you to know the info is all posted in our Facebook classroom, and we're also going to email it to you. Every Monday after, starting Monday, you're going to get a new one. So for our first Chasing Good Health tip, we're only technically going to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to really practice it. But it's a super easy one to start. And so I thought, yes, that will totally work. So we're gonna get a brand new one on Monday to start practicing. And then thereafter, every single week, we'll be sharing with you our Chasing Good Health pro tip of the week. So to start, and remember, if you guys have questions, super casual, you just drop it in there and I will answer it for you. So there are two really handouts that we're going to talk through tonight. The first one is just our Chasing Good Health handbook. And in future of these trainings, I might try and host a Zoom meeting so that we could actually work through it together. Hey, Michelle, how are you? But this will have to do for now. So The first thing is, this is our guidebook. Again, if you have a binder, if you just want to staple it, you are going to be getting an additional handout every week. So you might want to have something that would allow you to kind of have it all in a comprehensive place. If you're kind of into that, that's sort of what I'm into. But so the first page we're going to look through is Let's Grow Younger Together, and looks like this. And I'm just going to kind of talk through a little bit. I'm not going to read word for word. You guys can certainly read later, but I want to give you the gist of what I'm after here. And it's simply that I want to talk about what I mean by growing young. The last thing that I want you guys to do is have a misconception about what I mean by growing young. Growing young means to me that we are the best version of our age at the time that we're that age, essentially. So I'm 46 years old. Growing young does not mean that I wish to be 26, because I absolutely do not. Growing young does not mean that I'm, really trying to, artificially sort of anti-age myself with overdone injections or, Hail Mary efforts to try and preserve youth. That is not what growing young means to me. Growing young does not, mean, anything relative to dress or etc. Growing young means that you're absolutely the best, most vibrant, you have the most youthful countenance that you can have for age 46. And that is growing young to me. Growing young means that I have practiced such chasing good health habits and rituals that my body believes it to be younger than it is. So inside my body of 46, that's my chronological age, my body is in such good interworking order that it believes it to be 30 or 36. Because if our bodies are working in that great concert, then the outward appearance, we are going to have a youthful countenance. It's sort of like de-aging ourselves from the inside out. We are going to, with the right mindset, with the right community, like our group here, community of support, birds of a feather flock together, with the right community of people dedicated to this work, we're creating a really big movement that is going to kind of break through some sort of like limiting beliefs that we're supposed to age. Our bodies are not designed to decompose and continue breaking down. It's not designed to work that way. It's working that way currently because when we have a problem, we apply a medicine versus understanding what the root cause is. And it's working that way because we haven't been treating our bodies in such a way that we are helping it to grow young. So growing younger means to me that you will have the most amazing version of whatever age you are. You will have a youthful countenance. You will have a youthful glow. You will smile a lot. You will be joyful because you are going to feel amazing. And that's what growing young means to me. And so a lot of the strategies in the Chasing Good Health guidebook are going to be about growing young. And I think even when you say growing young, it feels really amazing. It feels, I don't know, it feels amazing to me. So we're going to talk about growing young in our Chasing Good Health group. So there's a few things that I know about growing young that I think are super important. And the good news is that you guys are already doing some of them because we are in the juice ritual, right? I mean, that's a big part of it. Employing fasting and doing and accumulating fasting hours for the body. Every hour that we are in a fasted state, our body is operating in the quote self-clean mode with autophagy. That's very important to growing young. Imagine if you never went on vacation. If you never had a break from the job that you do or the service that you do every day, you would eventually wear down. If you never took your car to be serviced, it would eventually wear down. If you never had your air conditioner or your heating system in your home repaired, it would eventually be operating suboptimally. It's just the way that it goes. Our body's the same thing. It's a beautiful machine. It can heal itself. It has the amazing ability to do that if we give it time and space and a vacation from digestion to do it. And fasting is just the trick to that. If you stay in the juice ritual with us for this entire year, you will accumulate 288 fasting hours. That's pretty amazing for growing young. And that's the ticket. I also believe that flooding our body with plants is super key to growing young. That is nature's perfect fuel. I don't care what diet or exercise program you're following. I'd love to hear which one you're following. I love, that's absolutely important. Moving our body and exercise is so important to growing young, as is eating the right things. So I absolutely love the group fitness and nutrition programs. Faster Way to Fat Loss is one that's making a great splash right now across the country. And I love Amanda and I love her work. Many of you guys are participating in that. I think it's amazing. But it doesn't really matter which one you're following. You better be eating a lot of plants. You better have plant cravings. You should crave plants. You should want a lot of plants. You should want to shave beets on top of your salad for sweetness. You should want to crave raw carrots. We want to slowly but surely retrain our taste buds to crave plants. And we do that by eliminating cravings for other things. And one of the best ways to do that is flooding your body with plants. 24 pounds of organic produce you guys consume today, 20 to 24. It just kind of depends on the juices that are included, but that's amazing. That means if you're in the juice ritual for a whole year, 252 pounds of organic produce that you have nourished your body. The combination of doing 24 hours of fasting and even more, right? Because we're going to extend it a little bit into tomorrow, and flooding our body with plants creates a bacteria in our gut that says, wow, I'm a super healthy bacteria down there. I'm going to tell my brain to want more of the same. I want to create more of this. And Dr. Amy Coleman, I'm going to have her inside of our group next month, can really talk a lot about this. She's an expert in gut health. It's one of the reasons she does the juice fast. She does the juice ritual every month with us because she understands that connection. There is an absolute gut-brain connection with what you cultivate bacteria-wise in your gut is what you're going to crave. And you've probably seen that with your habits. When we start down this road of lots of sweets, lots of carbohydrates, too much alcohol, et cetera, then we have trouble breaking that habit. That's what I love about the juice ritual. You can never get too far off because I'm going to ship 24 pounds of produce to you, and we're going to do a day of fasting all together, and we're going to right the ship really quickly. So I do believe that a combination of fasting as well as flooding our body with plants gives you a very youthful countenance. It cleans up the inside of the body. It gives your body nature's perfect fuel. As Dr. Coleman describes it, when you are flooding your body with these juices, you are getting as close as you can as a body to operating on pure solar energy. And that is amazing because that means your body can function, it can go through its day, it can do its job, it can be in service to your job, your community. And it's doing so with next to no digestive effort and getting flooded with a perfect fuel source. And I loved it when she said that. It's like operating on solar fuel, which, as you know, that's the cleanest form of energy that we have. So I think those two things, accumulating fasting hours, loving plants, creating a set of bacteria in your gut that wants you to crave more plants is absolutely key to growing young and chasing good health. I also believe becoming an expert and becoming fascinated by the idea and the mindset of chasing good health is super key to growing young, because there are lots of strategies and tips and tricks that we can do, including mindset strategies, which we're going to work a lot with this year about chasing good health. So I'm going to make you want to fall in love with chasing good health. That is my goal with this group. That is my goal with our 52 weeks of chasing good health, that slowly but surely I will sort of lure you into this idea that you absolutely love it. You absolutely are fascinated by chasing good health. And what we are fascinated by, folks, we are really, really good at. If you are fascinated, think about the things that you are really, really interested in. I bet you're good at them. And that's kind of the way that goes. I am fascinated by chasing good health. I'm stinking fascinated by it. I would try and do anything in this vein, provided that it's sort of lined up with my value system. But you get what I mean. I love chasing good health. I love Dr. Cabral's integrative health practitioner training. It's one of the best things I've ever done. One of the best gifts I've given myself to do it. And I'll be sharing a lot of that training with you guys, including lab tests, etc., if that's what you want to do. The next thing I think is key to chasing good health is finding a good guide. And I will do my absolute best to be a good guide for you in this work. I do not want to be your expert. I do not want to be your guru. I want you to be an expert. I'm just going to guide you to that place so that you can take that role on. With enough knowledge and enough fun, you will absolutely get there. So those are the things that I think are super key to growing young. And I just wanted to kind of give a preface to that in our in our Chasing Good Health guide. So one of the things that, excuse me, one of the things that you're going to find about our 52 weeks of Chasing Good Health is that you are going to have to play an active role in it. And so it's not going to be Kimmy sort of walking through everything for you. There's going to be a lot of things for you to do and a lot of things for you to commit to do. Some of them will be super easy, some of them a little more challenging, but it's up to you to kind of like say, yes, I'm really going to kind of get in this or not. And some of them just may not work for you, and that's okay too. But I do want you to be involved. So one of the things we're going to do as a group is we are going to set 3 health goals, and we're going to outline them in our guidebook. And I'd like everybody to do this. We'll be checking in and doing some accountability each week, but I do want to know what your health goals are. They could be very simple. It could be as simple as I want to spend more time on my yoga mat. I want to make sure that I am giving myself 1 hour each week to be in service to myself. Trust me that giving yourself time and space for self-care is absolutely a health goal. I think when we say health goals, sometimes we only think about those things that impact our physical body, like losing 5 pounds or, working out more. And those things are great and noble health goals. But I'm also super about, I'm going to take 30 minutes every day for myself and to be in service to myself, either by way of exercise, by way of reading a book, by way of doing a Himalayan salt soak. By the way, I have an excellent salt soak. If you guys are interested, I can give you that recommendation, because that is a great healthy habit to add magnesium back in the body, and it's a great self-care thing that you could do for very inexpensive every night. So at any rate, I want to know what your health goals are, and I want them to write us here. I want you to write them here. What you write down takes life. What you write down is important to you, and what you come back to gets implemented and takes hold. I don't even need to tell you guys that it is an astounding percentage that most people make New Year's resolutions, and by February 1st, they have all fallen away. And it's not because the resolutions were bad, and it's not because the resolutions weren't noble, and it's not because the people really didn't want to make it work. It's because they did not have 2 things. They could not see themselves really being in that role and being successful at the resolution. They couldn't visualize that. And that's a lot of what I'm trying to help you do by writing and sort of getting these things out in concrete. And they did not have a community support to sort of help them make that goal, right? I'm gonna help Ruth, and I'm gonna help Morgan, and I'm gonna help Michelle. I'm gonna try and help you guys really stay accountable and being supportive to making this happen for you. So be really thoughtful what you write down, because I'm gonna try and help you make it have life and live. And the last thing that people didn't have is a guide to help them. And everybody needs a guide, and everybody needs a coach. And I don't know if you saw my post earlier today with Matthew Higdon. He's one of my dear friends. He is my yoga sort of instructor. He's my coach. He's helped me beyond measure since 2012, and working with him makes me better. It makes me a better yoga student, makes me a better person, and he is one of the most encouraging people when the going gets rough to be like, oh Kimmy, come on, you can do this. So everybody needs a coach and everybody needs a guide, and so I'm happy to be your guide in helping you bring life to these goals. So I don't want you to do this from sort of a perspective of, okay, just gonna knock it out. Or to sort of check the box. I want you to do it from a place of what you write on this paper actually is going to live. It's going to take life. When you write your health goals here, I want you to see yourself actually executing them and living out those health goals. You're actually going to live out that vision. And that's why this is so important. Even more important is the next section, and it is about the mantra. And I would like for you to create a mantra for yourself for 2019. And this is something that can have as much impact or as little impact as you would like it to have on your life. But I can tell you that I did this starting in October. I listened to a podcast that Dr. Cabral did. I try and listen to his podcast in the morning when I'm brushing, getting ready for work, or even when I'm doing yoga, to be honest. It's about 20 minutes. And so I'll listen to it. And he talked about that people that are sick sometimes can't see a way well. They can't see themselves well. They just can't visualize it. They're so sick that they can't even visualize one small positive step. And, you know, hearing that kind of thing will make you so stinking thankful that you are in a group chasing good health and that you are healthy and you are vibrant, because that's a terrible place to even when I think about somebody in that place, it's very sad. And he says, so what I teach them is that they have to have a mantra, and they have to start kind of visualizing themselves getting healthy and in that next healthiest spot. I thought, wow, that's just generally amazing. And he said one of his oldest teachers actually said that their mantra, and a great mantra for someone who is looking to make a change, is this one, and it's every day in every way I'm getting better and better. And so that really landed with me. And that does not mean that it has to be your mantra by any means. But, you know, when he said that, I was like, oh, damn, that's exactly what I need. You know, because sometimes this business, this juice business here gets really hard. As today, there are frozen pipes in our kitchen, so none of our retail stores had Juicery. So there are plenty of challenges, right? But what I have to say is that every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Like, I'm getting better and better. I'm getting healthier and healthier. I'm growing this community, and I'm growing this movement of people really into chasing good health. And that means I'm doing good shit in the world. Like, I am really putting myself out there. I'm trying my best every day in every way. I'm getting better and better, despite, you know, a few setbacks that I've had to kind of hurdle over in this business to keep going. And believe me, folks, I have had a lot of them. If anybody wants to hear them all someday, I'm happy to chat with you and we can go through it, because it has really been super hard. So I'd like for you to create a mantra. A mantra is something that you can go back to when the going gets tough. Because there are going to be some days that you don't really see yourself living out these health goals. And when you can just come back to a super short mantra, you will say this to yourself every day. I say it to myself 3 times a day at most. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. I mean, things might be going wrong all around me, and I'm not sure of the outcome, and I'm not sure of the forward direction, but I know that every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. So if you would like to use that mantra, if that lands with you, if that fits with you, if you try that on and it feels amazing, then by all means, take it on. Or create one that means something to you, that really lands with you. And there's lots of ways that, you know, you can, you know, really express that. But I would love for you to create a mantra for yourself for 2019, something that really makes your heart sing and makes you feel alive. Because if you do that, I think that you'll find, man, it will really serve you when the going gets tough. So that's sort of page 2 of what we're doing. And the last small bit of homework. Hey, Julie, how are you? I just saw you saying hi. And Ruth, I will tell you guys about the salt soak really quickly before we do the next little part of this, which is super quick. The bath salt that I use is by a little company in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. I obviously live in Lexington, Kentucky. It's called Sasabella, and she makes the most wonderful products that you could ever imagine. It's a super small little company, and you know, not big, really small actually. She does the most thoughtful work. In fact, I talked to her a few weeks ago, and I said, Erin, I would love to have you come into the Juice Ritual. She puts a lot of love and intention in her products. She is in the process of certifying organic, uses super high quality ingredients and essential oils. She actually uses the essential oils that I do. And so I really love her, and I love her mission. And she really talks about how women need very little on their skin to really glow and feel amazing and look amazing. And so I use a lot of her products. I use the face serum that she makes. I use a face cream that she makes, a face soap. She makes a dog shampoo that I use with Louise. And I obviously love this bath salt. It makes I feel like my skin just looks amazing when I get out. It obviously has magnesium. It is a great way to relax. And so I will link that for you guys. And you know, she does not pay me obviously to recommend her products. It's not what this is about. I just, you know, there's a million kinds of bath salts, you guys. You can get whatever you want, but I just happen to love this one. So if you want to try it out, you can. And I think she does ship everywhere now, so you can order it up and thank me later, because it's really amazing. Everybody that I've turned on to it, I'm like, it's like a little miracle thing here. It's really great. Okay, so back to the next part of this, and it is that we are going to write a letter to ourselves. That's right. You're going to say, Dear Ruth, Dear Julie, Dear Morgan, Dear everybody, all right, Dear Kimmy. We're going to write a letter to ourselves, and we're going to talk about, what kind of lasting changes that you want to make this year to really be living out growing young. What's that going to look like to you? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? What's living your best life? Like, what do you want to do? Because when we write a letter to ourselves, we're actually making a commitment, right? We're actually seeing ourselves. We're taking that first step to see ourselves behaving in this fashion. And so that's super important, right? I want you to live this out. So you have to write a letter to yourself. You guys hold for 1 second. I'm going to plug in my phone before the stinking thing dies away, and hold, please. I have a cord right here, thankfully. Excellent. Yay. Now we don't have the low battery situation that we had before. Okay, so we're gonna write a letter to ourselves. You're your own health expert. You are the best person at chasing good health for you, and I want you to write a letter to yourself. I want you to see yourself in your greatest health vision, your super healthy version of yourself, doing great things, putting yourself out there and really accomplishing what you want to be in 2019. If 2018 isn't really who you wanted to be, great, peace, see you later. What do we want to be in 2019? And a letter to yourself is a great thing. I wrote a letter to myself at a health conference in 2017. Uriel Kame does a healthpreneur conference in Scottsdale every year, and I went in 2017. And I got this idea from him. He had us all address an envelope to ourselves, and we wrote a letter to ourselves that what we would be accomplished, what we would have accomplished in our businesses, what we would have done by the next year. And so on or about a year later, I get the letter in the mail, and sure enough, there it is. And it was so awesome to get a letter to myself, and it was nice to see, like, a year ago what I wanted to do. Some of them I was able to accomplish. Some of them I did not, but I did do some of them. And so yay, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. So write a letter to yourself. And this is something that can just be for you, but my goal is like, this is your chasing good health, growing younger. I'm becoming quite, a badass sort of little book here, right? This is just for you. You don't have to share this with anybody. But I would love to to have this be kind of a working, living document for you. That is my vision for this, versus just giving you a big workbook all at once. We're going to kind of piecemeal this through and build it together. So letter to yourself, very important. Okay, so that is all of our introduction of our Chasing Good Health and 52 Weeks of Chasing Good Health program that we're going to do inside the Juice Ritual this year. That's really the big homework section, right? That's kind of the first part of it, and I want us to just spend a little bit of time, maybe over the weekend, knocking that out. I'd love to hear from you if you do complete this part of it. Does it feel good for you? Was it helpful to you? Would you have liked to see anything different? Again, I'd love to kind of make this something that's dynamic that we can improve on and use for years to come. So going forward, we are going to get one tip, pro tip, etc., to help make you an expert in chasing good health every single week. This week, week number 1, again, this is kind of a weird week because technically we would have done this on Monday, but we were still having some people come into the Juice Ritual a little bit later. So we just said, you know what, we'll have only a few days in our week 1, and then sort of we'll be on a great schedule starting on Monday. You'll get week number 2. So week number 1 is about hydration. I picked a super easy one because we are going to be just a short amount of time to kind of get this one implemented. Again, what we're going to do, we're going to roll out, we're going to have kind of a live training about the particular Chasing Good Health tip on Mondays, and then we're going to practice it as a group throughout the week, because what we practice we get good at, what we sort of take on. I don't want us to sort of like never try this, right? Like I want us to definitely try it. If we try something for 5 or 6 days, we're going to have a good idea if it feels good, and then we can decide if we're going to continue. But hydration is a biggie, and most of us think, oh gosh, we drink enough water, but I bet you don't. And I bet that there are more days than not that when the day is through, you realize, wow, I didn't really have enough water today. Most of us should be aiming for 100 ounces, if not a little more than that, of room temperature water every day. And that's a lot. It really is a lot of water, considering that, some people struggle to even drink 2 8-ounce glasses. 100 ounces of room temperature water is a lot. But to chase good health, we need a lot of water. If we want that glowy look to our skin, we need a lot of water. Water is sort of, we're like a big plant, right? We need to be watered every day, and drinking high quality water is important. So I would love for that water to be spring water, certainly not from a tap, if at all possible, unless you have a filter on your water, coming into your house, or if you have a filter on your faucet, either way. But you want to be drinking good, clean water from a great spring source if you can. I said earlier in my video, you know, ideally, and in utopia of Waterland, you will be drinking it out of a glass vessel. I personally gave that up a few years ago because I had broken so many glass water bottles that I'm on the go a lot, and I was not able to make that work. If you have a glass bottle that you love, that it's like unbreakable, or you've had great luck with, I'd love to hear about it, because it is a cleaner vessel. So if you have a bottle that you love, let me know. I use a bottle by Nigene. It is, you know, everybody's seen those before. It's 50 ounces. I got it on Amazon. It was, you know, $10 or $15, very inexpensive. It is BPA free, but it is plastic and it's not ideal. So I would love a glass bottle that would be ideal. If you're not on the go, then use glass. If you are on the go and have one, let me know. But glass is really the best vessel. So we're gonna be drinking 100 ounces starting tomorrow, all the way till Monday morning, right? Because we have kind of a short week of this first week to kind of practice. We're going to be doing 100 ounces of room temperature water. Why room temperature? That's a question I get a lot. Well, because your body's temperature is 98.6 or thereabouts. So we want to be putting in a water source that's of that same ambient temperature, right? We won't be dumping super cold water into our system because your body can't absorb it as well. And you can actually do a test of that. Drink a glass of super cold water, jump up and down, and you'll feel it sloshing inside your stomach. Conversely, drink a glass of room temperature water and you will not feel the sloshing when you jump up and down. Your body can absorb it better. So it's really real and true. And so I'd like the water to be room temperature. One of the things that you're gonna find with each sheet that we give you, this is week 1 hydration, you already have that one, is that we are going to ask you to do some reflective thought at the end of the week after we practice. You know, were you able to do this goal? Is it a goal that sort of landed and felt good on you? Is this something that you're going to commit to taking on for the rest of the year? Because what I hope is that many of these strategies and tips will feel amazing to you, and you'll take them on, and suddenly, gosh, man, you have 25, let's say, if even half of them are something you want to implement, you have 25 great strategies to chase good health. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. You talk about growing healthier and growing younger in 2019. You can check that box for sure. So I want us to do a little bit of reflective thought, and we'll talk about this together as a group. We'll have a little roundup call on Friday afternoon, or maybe we'll do it on Sunday. I'm not sure kind of the mechanics of that, but super easy. Hey, did this really work for everybody? How did this go? And then I'm gonna ask you to actually check the box on the sheet. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna commit to this. This is something that felt good to me. I noticed a difference, and I'm gonna commit to this one. Because if you're affirming something, if you're signing your name on the box, you know, you wrote a stinking letter to yourself here, you know, you're gonna make this live, and that's what it's about. So we do have one other thing to kind of help you with your goal, or with our pro tip every week, and it is something that I know will be super helpful for me. Because if something isn't right in front of me, frankly, it sometimes doesn't have the priority that it needs. And Morgan, I don't know if you're still watching, but she can tell you that that's absolutely true, because she has to work with me on a daily basis, and that's an incredible feat, because I'm a Gemini and I'm all over the place. So what I do not have in front of me is just could be not important anymore. So Morgan did a great job of creating a Chasing Good Health planner sheet for the week. And so I don't know if you can see it, but the week 1 has that you're going to be drinking 100 ounces of water. It has a space for you to write in that you're committing to do it. It has a space for your mantra, because every single week for 52 weeks, I want you to write down the mantra that you create, because the more we talk about it, the more we speak about it, the more we write about it, the more that we're living it out, the more that we're living out our mantra, the more that we are actually giving life to our intentions and seeing ourselves in the place that we want to go, right? It's all about visualizing ourselves as our next step, right? Goals you want to meet, Visualize yourself already there. And all of these things help us do that. There's also a daily check-in. I'm gonna ask you to check the box. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Did you drink 100 ounces of water? And you can have, there's even a place for you to make like a little tick mark on each one. So I love this. And this is something that you can easily print out. We are going to potentially work on an app for our phones that would actually kind of go along with this program. But for now, we're just gonna do it kind of old-fashioned paper form and kind of get the format exactly as we want it. And then potentially, if you guys love this, if this is something that's, you know, getting a lot of success and you feel like it's really working, then we might create an app for our phones so that we can have it readily available, get reminders, etc. So that is it, folks. This is going to be our 52 weeks of Chasing Good Health. This is what you've signed up for in the Juice Ritual. So every single Monday, you're going to get a new one of these, which is a new goal sheet. And you are going to get every Monday the week number. This one is hydration. On Monday, you're going to get our next pro tip and our next best secret for growing young and chasing good health. And at the end of this year, you are going to have an ultimate guide to growing younger, to chasing good health, to being an expert at chasing good health, and to feeling amazing. So that is what is happening. I cannot wait to do this with you guys. We really struggled on how best to do this. We first thought we were going to do a 12-week comprehensive kind of like whole body detox, and it just didn't exactly land right with us. We got a good part of the way through it and it just didn't feel right. And this kind of just came to life as an idea, and it just seemed very doable to us in terms of, wow, people could really just do one thing a week and then have this huge cumulative result. So Ruth, I'm so glad to have you doing this with us. And for everybody on this call, thank you for your time tonight. I know that you have busy lives, and dedicating an hour to learning about this and sort of hearing this through is really important to me. And thank you for doing it, because I know your time is really, really valuable, and I really appreciate it. So at any rate, I want us to be in this together. And again, I'm going to do it too, so that, you know, I'm going to practice what I preach, and there are going to be a few things that maybe don't land for me either, and that's okay, but we're going to do it together. So at any rate, thank you, Nicole, so much. So we're going to have, at the end of the year, an ultimate guide. We are getting started tomorrow with our water. You're going to see a lot more activity inside of our Juice Ritual Mastermind group, which is our virtual classroom for this work, because now we're going to really be getting into this and holding each other accountable. And so I guess I would say I hope to see you all really active and kind of help bringing along some of those people that are maybe new to the Juice Ritual, maybe new to following us, maybe new to doing this all together, because they might need a little extra support. And I read recently, and I believe it to be true, and this is sort of my final thought, and we'll sign off. I hope I'm not keeping you guys too late. Let's see what time it is. Oh, perfect. I haven't been an hour. My goal is like, don't keep them longer than an hour, Kimmy. It's like bad manners. So anyway, I still have a few minutes, but at any rate, one of the things that I read recently was if you really want to be happy in life, you should try helping someone. And so one of my New Year's resolutions was that I'm going to do something nice for somebody every day. Just could be super simple, like buying a cup of coffee for somebody or helping somebody out that I typically might not have time to do. And so that helping somebody would make you the happiest person ever. And so I'm happy to report that I haven't done it every day, but the days that I do it, I do feel better. So if we can help those people coming along, maybe help those people that are brand new to the Juice Ritual that might, you know, need a lot of our help in chasing good health and getting into this, that would be great, because I know you guys are all really into this work, and being able to help somebody else is amazing. So thank you again. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to have your feedback. So please share it, and it can be bad. We can take it. So if something isn't working or is too much, or you think there's a better way, let us know. We'd love to hear it. And again, I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for the Juice Ritual. I'm so happy to have you guys as a community, and I cannot wait for this movement to really take hold, because we can impact a lot of people, and that's an amazing thing. That's doing good work. Everybody have a wonderful night, and let's get started chasing good health.